It has been decades since many made alliances with it. Since it all began, we have gradually walked away from the sun and into its allure. And even though it frustrates us, we keep going back to it. It stagnates us, yet we clutch to it ever so tightly. It chokes out the humanity in us, still we embrace it to live. It has made the truth become a lie, and the lie has become our truth. Only a few have withstood its influence, but most have conformed. We found a name for it: corruption. Maybe someday we shall be free from its shackles.
Corruption is still a part of our society today because you and I still participate in corruption. Every time we sit around and complain, and Lord knows as Africans we complain. Every time we sit around and complain about something that someone is not doing right or something that someone is not doing at all, and we don't make noise about it or cause a change to happen, we're still participating in corruption. Every time the police stops us on the highway and asks for that 20 naira bribe, and I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world not to give that 20 naira, but every time that we give in and do give that 20 naira, we're participating in corruption. When someone gives you a contract and you want to thank them, send them a thank you card. You don't need to give them $500,000 naira just to show your appreciation. Every time we sit around and we say, oh well, that's just the way it is, we're participating in corruption because that's not the way it is. It's only that way because that's what we've accepted it to be.
This is the 21st century and media is quite available. We are the media. Every individual with a phone is a media. So we can actually have name and shame procedures where investigative journalism can be carried out by every member of the public, and we can tackle corruption by ourselves. And I also think that improving the living conditions of people, ensuring that there is good medical system and health infrastructure, and ensuring that salary structures and minimum wage laws are enforced would make sure that corruption is not enticing to the people. And so we can have actually a ground to stand on in this fight against corruption.
So recently there has been an increasing push in some African countries to have the crime of corruption attract the capital punishment, in other words, the death penalty. If this were to happen in the Africa of today, it means a number of Africans will be heading into the electric chair, and that is putting it quite nicely, because we seem to forget that corruption isn't just exclusive to state officials. I have come across secretaries, receptionists, cab drivers and cobblers who have been involved in one form of corruption or the other. And we need to remember also that good laws in and of themselves cannot curb corruption, because if they could, we would not be here as a continent. Countries like Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Uganda and Kenya have aggressive anti-corruption legislations that have been put in place, but still we are battling with this menace. So how then do we end corruption? I do not think there's a silver bullet to ending corruption. It might be a mesh of so many responses and solutions, but we could start with at least this one thing: you and I deciding that corruption ends with us. I am reminded of the analogy given by Mother Teresa when she said, when you enter into a dark room, you do not complain about how dark that room is and how overwhelming the darkness is. Rather, you take a candle, you light it, and you ask your neighbors to also light their candles. And before you know it, you're consumed in light. That is what we're doing right now. We've lit our own candle, and we're asking you, fellow Africans, to light yours as well.